here on the Fan on the Common Man, Dan Cole, along with Lil B. Tenneby is our host. Excited and delighted to be joined by our guests from Channel 4, Vassalero and Schaefer. It's TV against radio, and right now TV's got the lead, right?
Yeah, 44-30. I believe the biggest lead of the game since they were up 18-0. Schaefer and Vassalero lead by 14 points. As always, you can watch the second half of Program Password at KFAN.com/watch.
Yeah, TV's got the beautiful people. That's what they do. They're all beautiful.
Hello.
Just winning in life.
Yeah. Well, it goes without saying, you're the smoke show from Glencoe. I was more referring to myself.
Oh, okay.
And I was trying to do that. Woe is us. We're just the radio people.
We're fine.
Boy, you did a lot of explaining there, to you.
Yeah.
Had to.
What do we lead by, Tenna?
14 points.
So will the Vikings in the first quarter Sunday night.
38-24 is what I think.
Is that what you're going with?
Vikings 38-24.
I was more of a 38-35 guy.
Yeah.
I'm a 38-28 kind of guy.
All right.
All right.
Got that established. Lil B, got a prediction?
Come on now. Come on.
Do like a really weird score. Go,
Yeah.
25-4.
I don't want to say that. I don't. I kind of like yours. What'd you say?
38-24.
Yeah, that. I think it's going to be high scoring.
Two tutty.
What if it's like 6-3?
No.
Wouldn't that be the worst?
What if the Vikings
That'd be
get out?
hideous.
What if the Vikings get out to a 2-touchdown lead? Tenneby.
I don't know if you want to get out to 2 touchdowns. You want to keep it scoreless as long as possible.
Are we ready?
Let's play.
All right.
Yes, it's second half. We're playing to 80. Schaefer and Vassalero lead Common and Lil B 44-30. Let's have Common and Chris Schaefer turn down your headsets, please. The password is Tool. All right, Common, you're down 14 points, but you can make this.
Me.
Lil B.
I'm sorry, Lil B. You're down 14 points, but you can make this thing a one-possession game right now. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Frank and Chris for 10.
Shed.
Tool. Could have said Schaefer. Tool.
That's not nice.
I was thinking, I had
Accurate.
so many things in my head.
I will say,
And then
Frank,
some music, too.
technically your hands were not making any motions, but that was a borderline illegal motion there with your head and your neck. So I would like you to keep that more still in the future.
Wait, you think I made a head and neck motion?
Yes, I do.
Really?
I dream
Yeah.
of Jeannie.
Okay.
I think you see how to twitch.
Yeah, you might have just had a twitch.
Or I know Schaefer for the last 20 years. I paused and I said, Tool.
And like
Them's the rules.
Okay, whatever you guys.
Let's get
that was the
feisty in
words
here.
you could say too.
Give the
want.
points to us.
Give me the points.
We could use them. Trust me. Good
All right,
boy.
54-30. Schaefer and Vassalero now have a 24-point lead, the biggest lead of the game thus far. Lil B and Frank, turn down your headsets, please. The password is bottle. All right, Common, you're down 24. It's time for a rally. You've got the option. You want to go first or second? Five seconds.
I'll go second.
All right, Schaefer and Vassalero for 10.
Can.
Do.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Glass.
Container?
Schaefer and Vassalero for 8.
Beer.
Can. Mug. Mug.
That was my word.
Common and Lil B for 7.
Cork.
Mug. Oh, I thought it was mug for sure.
Schaefer and Vassalero for 6.
Oh, man, is this one word? Long neck.
Bottle.
Yes! I think long neck's one word, right? Long neck bottle.
Boy, you guys just seem to be having so much fun over there.
How is there a long neck can?
I don't know.
That just a long neck can.
When we said
I want one.
Cans are round, Dad. There's no long neck cans.
I didn't say long neck.
Yeah, your
Said
partner did.
Can.
He did.
Your partner did that too.
I said all those. You're ripping me and looking at him.
I love you,
Common
Chris.
said cork, which was a great clue.
Cork was
What's that?
good.
Cork was a great clue.
Yeah,
cork
cork
was-
bottle.
Yeah, very
I wish
good.
I knew
When it
somebody who
went
put the cork in the
from
bottle.
To bottle to cork. I thought there was
A lot of
that was gonna be
confusion.
good.
What's the score, Tina?
You guys
We're
have
getting crushed.
You've doubled up the radio guys now. It's 60-30. TV guys Frank Vassalero and Chris Schaefer with the lead. They're 20 points away from a win. Common and Chris, turn down your headsets, please. The password is zip. All right, Lil B, all of a sudden you are down 30 points. It's time to get going. You got the option. You want to go first or second? 5 seconds.
I'll go first.
All right, Lil B and Common for a much needed 10.
Zag.
Zig. Why did I answer so quickly?
I don't know.
And why did I say zig?
I don't know that either.
Frank
Rolling papers,
and Chris
right?
Schaefer
Zigzags.
for 9.
Quarter back.
Lil B and Common for 8.
Quarter.
Zip.
Frank, I like that you were looking down at your shirt while you said that. That was a great clue.
Thank you. I kept my head in the same position the entire time.
Neck brace.
All right, Common and Lil B, stop the bleeding, at least temporarily. It's now 60-38. Lil B and Frank, turn down your headsets, please. The password is pocket. All right, Common, you can get back into this thing. Schaefer, you might now have to go to a little bit to your left. You've gone too away or too far
sorry.
away. You got to get on TV.
I'm
for
afraid
us.
of the camera. I'm shy.
Common, you're down 22. You got the option. You want to go first or second?
I'll go second.
All right, Schaefer and Vassalero for 10.
Pick.
Axe.
Common and Lil B for 9.
Protector.
Shield.
Schaefer and Vassalero for 8.
Jeans.
Safety.
Common and Lil B for 7.
Pants.
Belt.
Chris and Frank for 6.
Knife.
Pocket.
I was trying to play off the pocket protector bit, you know.
Yeah, that's.
This nerd got that one. I like that clue.
Pocket protector.
Hi.
Lil B, you're very quiet over there.
Pocket protection. I'm laughing at myself because I knew how he thinks. It's so creepy.
Careful, he's not going to let you do comedy.
No. We need to fill seats. My name on the marquee without meat sauce is the kiss of death. Though Clean Justice is very funny. We've worked with her before.
All right, 66-38. Chris Schaefer and Frank Vassalero with the lead. You're 14 points away from a win. Common and Chris, turn down your headsets, please. The password is date. All right, Lil B, it's not over yet. You have plenty of
It's
time.
over.
You've got the option. Would you like to go first or second? Five seconds.
I'll try first.
All right, Lil B and Common for 10.
Calendar.
Date.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa. Very good.
What else could it be?
Nice.
Million things.
You go to your calendar to see what the date is. It wasn't that hard.
Easy game, isn't it?
Simplistic. Yet we still trail by a bundle.
Okay.
You trail by 18. You still got a chance in
Speaking
this
of
game.
calendars, it'll take us a year to get back into this game.
We're going to claw our way back. It's going to be
I
fine.
hope so. I hope so.
It's
Excellent clue.
Yeah.
66-48. The TV guy is still with an 18-point lead. They're 14 points away from a win. Lil B and Frank, turn your headsets down, please. The password is scratch.
We'll go first.
All right, you're down 18, and you can make this a one-possession game. Common and Lil B for 10.
Itch.
Scratch. Something Winston is constantly doing.
Yes, right.
It's really on my mind.
We got a ball game all of a sudden. It's 66-58.
Is Winston your husband?
No.
Hey-oh.
8-point lead for Chris Schaefer and Frank Vassalero. Common and Chris, turn down your headsets, please. The password is crush. Well, B, all of a sudden you're down 8 points. You can take the lead here.
Whoa.
You have the option. You want to go first or second?
Uh,
5 seconds.
First.
To gain the lead, Lil B and Common for 10.
Smash.
Crush.
Yes.
They're in the lead.
Did Mark Rosen take over for Common?
Nope. Just very good. Very good at the game.
Nice job, you guys.
Thank you. Well, what else would it be? Smash?
Hulk smash.
A lot of things.
Hulk?
Squeeze.
Break. Demolish. Taconite.
Yeah, and someone here says, does Common really not know what taconite is? Come on, Dan. That was not
Lil B.
me.
That was me.
Yeah, it was a little B. I'm very familiar.
Lost all your listeners
My
on the
grandfather worked in the taconite mines in Hibbing.
Did he really?
Hull Rust. Mine site. What's wrong with these people? Anyway, where are we at?
I also don't think taconite's a commonly thought of
Yeah.
thing that's being
Right,
brought up all the
sorry.
time. All of a sudden, Common and Lil B have the lead. They lead 68-66, so they're
Yes.
12 points away from a win. Chris and
that
Frank,
happen?
you're
I don't
14
know.
points. Well, that's because they won 30 in a row there, and you guys didn't even get to play. Lil B and Frank, turn down your headsets, please. The password is match. All right, Schaefer, you're down 2. You've got the option here. You want to go first or second?
Second.
All right, Common and Lil B for 10.
Maker.
Machine.
Schaefer and Vassalero for 9.
Lighter.
Fire.
Common and Lil B for 8.
Date.
Night.
Vassalero and Schaefer for 7.
Book.
Mark.
Common and Lil B for 6.
Cigarette.
Match.
Yeah. Matchmaker is what I.
Matchmaker.
Was my first
I had
one.
it after. Yeah.
What if I said coordinate? Would you have gotten that, Fashion Man?
No.
Okay.
No, but if you would have said tennis,
I thought about that. What if you said balls?
why not get book
Okay.
book match? What's a book match?
Book of matches.
Like a book of matches.
Matchbook. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
All right, here's where we're at.
Who hasn't heard of a book of matches?
Yeah.
It's made of taconite.
I love those taconite matches. Stay lit forever.
Here's where we're at. Common and Lil B, you all of a sudden have a chance to win. You're at 74 points. So 6
How
or
did
more.
that
Is that right?
Wow.
You win. Schaefer and Vassalero, you are at 66. You need 14 points. You will have the option, at least on this first one, though. Common and Chris. Schaefer, turn down your headsets, please. The password is boo.
They were in the grave, fool. Let's do this.
All right.
Come on.
All right, Frank. Kind of a big decision here.
We're going to play.
Ooh.
All right, Frank and Chris for 10.
How much do they have right now?
They got 66.
Okay.
Cheer.
Boo.
Yes.
I almost said sneer.
My man.
Thank you, Frankenberry.
Thank you.
Here's where we're at. Schaefer and Vassalero now have the lead, but you now lose the option. You have 76. Any correct answer from you two, you win. Common or Lil B, as long as you get an answer that is 6 points or more, you two win. Lil B and Frank, turn down your headsets, please. The password is massage. It's all on you here, Common. 6 points for a win. You have the option. You want to go first or second?
Go first.
Common and Lil B for 10 and the win.
Rub.
Massage.
So come on. Are these randomly selected back there, Tenna?
I liked it better when you needled Lil B.
I feel. Would masseuse been accepted?
I wondered about that.
Oh, yeah. How does that work?
See, I think, but I didn't dare
That
do
would have
it
been controversial.
because
Speaking of controversy, did you think that was a face mask on Darnold they didn't call? I mean, come on.
When was that?
This is rub.
I just went rub. I didn't facial.
No, you guys were great. You know, excellent game. Excellent game.
It was,
That was good.
it was the way it was delivered with the voice.
Yes.
Highly entertaining. You guys were awesome.
Yes.
And fun to be here. And,
Thank you.
I'm bitter.
And lose once again.
We'll see you on the 17th.
Here, again, you
I
need
mean,
to
I'm
work
telling
on your
people,
timing.
here's
You should
the
work
thing.
They
on
need your bio
timing.
photo for the poster. Can you send it over?
Yeah, should have let you win. And you sure I'll be there, right? Yeah. Someone says you should get Amelia to come up. It could be like Stiller and Mira 2.0.
That's not a bad
Think about
idea.
the two of you come up. Why don't you have 2 weeks to come up with 5 or 10 minutes?
Loves to rip me.
Yeah, I like it.
And she's
Why
not
don't
even
you guys
trying to be
come up-
funny.
Why don't you talk to the better half and see if you guys wanted? We'd love to have you. We really would.
It's very kind of you. I appreciate the
Very
offer.
good. And Schaefer,
Thank you for
you're
being
more
letting us be
welcome
here, too.
Yeah,
My leg hurts.
thanks.
Okay.
We'll catch you guys here on TV all the time.
Thank you.
5, 6, 10, midnight, 4. You're on. Do you have, how many newscasts do you have a day, including more? Not that you're on it, but from the mornings through.
You know, it's
you gotta-
in essence continuous because
Yeah.
of our streaming channel now.
Yeah, well, that's
right?
true, yeah.
So we hired Maria. She's on the stream all
Okay.
the time. Our morning people do
Yeah.
extra. Everyone does
You have a
extra.
noon.
Noon.
Yes, too, yeah. So you got something going on all the time. Very good. Thanks, guys.
The one
Happy
after
New Year.
midnight is raunchy. You should
Yeah.
tune into that one. Yeah.
Good to see it.
The Taconite Hour.
Taconite hour where you can get a rub. Okay. Let's be careful. Hey, we'll talk to you again soon. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Lil B, thank you as
Thanks,
always.
guys.
Couple 13-14 pass, Common Man Progrum. We'll take her to the bottom, Teneby, and then we'll air the Kevin O'Connell news conference. He addressed the media within the last hour. We have it for you in its entirety. Saw a story here, Teneby. This is a tell from Amon Ross St. Brown. He doesn't like the idea that a 14-3 team has to go on the road. I think he already knows they're going to lose.
Oh my gosh.
Here's what he said today.
Above average at that.
Actually said this yesterday. It's crazy. I think the rule should be changed. Obviously, if you win the division, you should obviously make a playoff spot. But having a 14-win team having to go on the road is kind of crazy. But I guess I don't make the rules. I know we've talked about this, and I think you explained. I think it was you, or maybe I heard it somewhere else. Then what would be the point of having divisions and such like that? There should be something for winning your division. And, you know, if by hook or by crook that season or a series of seasons, your division isn't real strong, and 10-7 gets you in. That's the way it goes. It's the divisions they change from year to year. There's a lot of parity, and I understand it does seem unfair that you could be 14-3 and you got to go on the road, but
second best record in the NFC.
Yeah. But I don't see because that would sort of. I guess it wouldn't change rivalries completely because you would still have divisions, and you would have games against your opponent. Right, you'd still play Green Bay twice, Detroit twice, and Chicago twice. But I can understand that, and I could make an argument for it. But I don't know. I'd have to be convinced. I kind of like it the way it is. What do you think?
This came up a couple weeks ago on Twitter, and I was waiting for this to come up because it's everyone thinks everything's got to be extremely fair at all times, and I will say there's never a perfect solution. Right? There's never a flawless way to do it. But to me, I like it because it means the division means something. And when the division means something, there's rivalries. And you have a schedule accordingly because you have those rivalries and you're playing those same teams. If you're the Vikings, you're playing Lions, Packers, Bears twice every year. And there's institutional rivalries built in. If you make that division not mean anything, well, then why even have the schedule then that you're facing those teams? Then that's not fair. There are certain years where you're in a tough division, another team's in a weak division, and that's not fair, and they've got a better record because of it, right? I mean, they just...
When the Vikings used to beat under Bud Grant, they won 2 from Detroit every single year, almost without fail.
I mean, how great is it this game means something?
Yeah.
If you didn't have a division, I guess you'd still be playing for a 1 seed, but...
well, if you were just seeding by record, this game wouldn't be as important. No. You're right; it wouldn't matter. You're going from either a first and a bye to a fifth. You're going from first
to second.
14-3. Would that be the same as Philly then? Is Philly going to finish 14-3 if they win?
I think so. I mean,
and
they're not going to try this week.
But now they would be trying.
They would be trying. Yes,
they would be trying. They'd be putting on. You can say, well, that makes that better, but then it's. There's not much of a difference from going from the first seed to the second seed other than the bye. So there would still be more at stake than a regular just first place bragging rights. You'd have the first round bye. But it's certain now to go from first to fifth, it's way more important to win the game, I think. Even though both teams can win on the road.
And just you're advancing.
Well, that's it. Exactly. So
you're already into the second round of the playoffs if you win it.
It seems as though somebody else said I'd like to see them get rid of the bye. Kansas City and Philly resting players this week anyway. Right. I mean,
that'll happen regardless.
Right. Yeah, but I think what he's saying is not only does, with a bye, Philadelphia isn't getting a bye, but they're resting players anyway. So is Kansas City. So it's the equivalent of a bye. If you've already clinched your division, a playoff spot, it can't change by week 17.
But you know what? They've earned it.
Well, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So I could be convinced to make the change, but I don't think I think it's okay the way it is now. Let's take a break. We'll do the Kevin O'Connell news conference on the other side of the break. And I have a controversial topic in football as well, tend to be. If you have small children, you won't want to have them listening to the radio. It's very controversial. National Football League related. We'll break. We'll come back. One more segment to go. We call it the Victory Formation segment. That's next here on The Fan. The Osmonds. One of the Osmonds died. Wayne Osmond. From the Osmond family. I think they were all boys except for Marie. They started out with 4 of them. Then they added Donnie and Marie, the 2 youngsters. And then Donnie and Marie went on to have. They even climbed a greater. You probably, if you're not a boomer, you don't know who they are, but he just died the other way. And I just was thinking of Metallica, and then I went Osmonds. I don't know why, I just did. I do know what I'm going to do now. We're going to throw it to Kevin O'Connell, head coach of the soon-to-be big game world champion Minnesota Vikings, held his Friday news conference within just outside an hour ago. Here's what he had to say.
All right, wanted to start out and just highlight, even though, we're never focused on the individual aspect of accolades that come when you have a successful season like this. I did want to highlight how excited I am personally for Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson, Depot, Byron Murphy, JG, and Van Gink. Really cool. We had a whole bunch of alternates as well. I think especially the first-time guys being voted in as starters, or being voted in Sam's case, coming here, on this journey with us from day one. It was a cool moment to be able to call him and tell him he had been selected, as well as Murph, JG, and Gank. These guys have been playing at a high level for a really long time, so very excited for those guys. We had a really good week of preparation. Guys are locked in. Feel really, really good about the way we've gone about the week, and we know the challenge it's going to be, both environment and playing a premier team in our league that presents so many challenges across the board in all three phases. So we know what kind of challenge it's going to be, and our guys are excited for the opportunity to go compete. Just providing you guys with some game statuses. Pat Jones will be out for the football game, and then we'll have two questionable designations. Camus and Fabian will both be questionable. Fabian with the hip, and then Camus, he's, as you guys know, there's a bunch of stuff going around. He's been fighting a little bit of an illness. He is turning the corner. We'll see how he does maybe later on today, and then see if we can have him available. But possible elevations, we'll keep you guys posted based upon our practice squad availability and those guys being ready to go for the game.
Do you expect Dallas Turner to kind of have an increased role?
Yeah, and to me, looking at, not only snap counts, but actual impactful plays, I mean, Dallas has really had a pretty significant role here for the better part of this kind of 9-game run we've been on. Felt his play style, energy, athleticism, and that's normal for a guy, especially at that position. As his rookie season's gone on, I think the coaching's been tremendous from Flo, Pet, Marge. So I expect expect DT to be flying around, probably excited to go, and he's played in some big games before, so this will be nothing to him. What'd you say?
Other than 1-0, what's your message to the team this week?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I know there's been some things kind of put out there, things I said to the team early on, whether it was training camp or even early on in the season. There's not a message that I give our team that I don't think long and hard about, and they all tend to be something that was, put into a vision a long time ago, and one of which is, I could probably put you guys all in this circle on a lie detector test and ask if you envisioned Week 18 being this kind of a game for this football team, and I think I could probably figure out the answer and who was lying and who wasn't. So it's kind of just been us from the beginning of this whole thing, and we're just okay with that. We got the greatest fans in the world, expecting to see some purple in Detroit with us, but going into a hostile environment with just us, we're all right with that. We know what kind of challenge it's going to be, because it's been like that all season long, and as we've progressed and won more football games really outside of those 4.5 days between Detroit at home and taking a short week trip to LA, this team has not lost. So there's a lot of confidence in this group to take this group of men and go try to win a football game.
Do you practice at all as the year moves on? Do they get shorter? Do meetings get shorter? How do you pace a team?
Yeah, I think it's important. It's a good question. We do. We may shave down some full speed reps on some weeks. We still get the same number, but we may back it down and have a little bit more of a teaching kind of, hey, you guys run these plays before full speed. It's Week 18. There's not much new that you're going to totally create at this point in the season. But let's make sure we can lock in the mentality of doing the little things right. Alignment, assignment, understanding that it's going to be hard to communicate, so we've got to have a clean operation between snaps, substitutions, getting in and out of the huddle, letting Sam have time at the line of scrimmage defensively, making sure our adjustments and communication are locked in versus, one of the best, if not the best offenses in the NFL. So we know the challenge, and then we did put the pads on Thursday for a reason, to make sure we got some physical work in and some full speed work in, and then Fast Friday today, and we're ready to roll.
Justin Jefferson last week in a big game. He had a couple of kind of high motor plays that weren't necessarily the biggest highlights, the block on the screen, or working back to the football in the blue back there. I guess how does that motor that he has, the relentlessness that he has, how does that kind of push opponents and create value for him?
Yeah, I think he's learned over really the past 3 years now that he's going to have to overcome some circumstances on game day that nobody, I mean, every team we play, they come out and publicly say, they're going to try to take him away. And I would do the same thing if I were our opponents, because he's the best in the world at what he does. And sometimes that requires him to overcome. Sometimes that requires him to be selfless and, help the other 10 guys win the down with his play style on a block. Or maybe I thought one of the biggest plays in the game was the one you mentioned, shaving down that low cross and setting up the op to be able to throw it to Cam to convert and end the game. So he does so many things, beyond just playing the receiver position to impact our offense. And I think he sets the tone for just about everybody in that huddle to try to be at their best, because they know that our best player is going to be not only working like that all through the week, but when the lights are brightest, we're going to get JJ's best.
Sam said he would try to stay up a little bit later so he doesn't sleep too much with the game at night. Do you guys have any general guides for night games like that?
Yeah, we played on Sunday night earlier this year. We'll adjust, based upon our travel schedule, and then making sure we get the guys up on Sunday and moving a little bit. We'll have some of the things we would do before a noon game Saturday night. We'll move some of those to Sunday morning. The biggest thing is at this point in the season, everybody's got their routine. Want to keep it as close as we can to a normal football game and make sure that by the time it's ready to go, we're ready to go. I want our players to enjoy this experience. I mean, it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere. Got a lot of respect for what they've been able to build there. I'm sure their fans will be very, very loud, excited. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge, but those are the things a lot of us got into this to try to take on that challenge. And the best part is we do it together here in total lockstep, knowing the challenge that it's going to be. But we've been building towards this and what it's going to take to win a game like this for a very, very long time. So it's not something we just had to lock in and click into this week.
I know you played Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football this year, but is it hard to wait around all Sunday for this one coming up?
Yeah, anytime you love those noon games at US Bank Stadium. I know that, because you can just get up and go, and it feels like, you're just rolling throughout the day. But I'm sure it's going to be kind of guys ready to. I'm sure we'll have full buses ready to roll there whenever they're heading over to Ford Field, and guys are going to be excited for this one. It's hard not to be.
Do you feel like you're playing with house money when you know you're in the playoffs, or do you guard against it?
Well, I wouldn't look at it like that. I just think we know, we know we're in the tournament. We've known that really for a few weeks now. But it is, a chance to win a division title, possibly, knowing that we could clinch the 1 seed and what that means. Because all along, you guys heard me talk about it last Sunday, we wanted to play well at home this year. I mean, we've got the greatest home environment in the National Football League, and to even just be playing for more games at US Bank Stadium is huge for our team. But at the same time, we know that it's a very important game, 2 14-win teams, a lot at stake. But no matter what, we're going to wake up the next morning and we're going to be in the dance, ready to go compete to try to win a world championship. This obviously can have an effect on that with your path to do that, but it's still going to take, a certain level of execution and a mindset to do that in the playoffs. It's the hardest thing to do in sports for that reason, and I know it's going to be incredibly competitive. I think we've been conditioned for it by playing in the most competitive division in football, with a lot of really good football being played in the NFC North.
Just the experience with the Rams in 2021 going into that playoffs, so you guys had a lot of pressure on you at that point.
Yeah.
What did you learn from that experience, or even just how Sean handled that pressure as he made moments?
Yeah, I think, first of all, a lot of things, I can think back on 10 plays if the ball bounces, a little differently on one of those plays, the whole journey may look different. So that going into it, which just hypes up the urgency of understanding how important days like this is. Days like yesterday, days like Wednesday, my message to the team has been consistent from day one that if we're able to do the things that we believe will be what it takes to win the football game, and there's 1,000 things that go into winning a football game, but our guys have confidence. They've prepared the right way. We got great leadership, and that's what it takes on a journey like this that we're about to embark on. But that's what's been fun about these last couple weeks here is we felt kind of like it was playoff football already, and we've gotten some good practice leading into games just like this one. Is that good? Yeah,
Sorry, I want you to tell us.
Well, hold on a second. I actually have something for you, Metellus, with Metellus. You and Kevin Seifert are going to come up here for a second. Kevin got all dressed up today. Yeah. Look at him looking sharp. But he's got a nice little announcement he would like to do. I'll take that from you, actually.
Okay. This happened fast.
Yeah. So every year we give out the Corey Stringer Good Guy Award. And I'm old enough to have covered Corey, and he would think it was hysterical that there was an award named after him for media, because he was very much a background guy.
Shout out to Corey.
Yeah. Did not like to do a whole lot of interviews, but he was one of the most prominent players on the team, one of the best players on the team. And sometimes we had to talk to him. And when we did, he was always three things. He was thoughtful, he was honest, and he was respectful of the job that we had to do. And so when he passed away, we decided to name an award after him for that, and to award it to a player each year who's sort of just demonstrates those attributes towards us. And Josh, you very much do, and we appreciate that.
Me?
And yes, you do.
I appreciate y'all.
And let me just say one more thing. Okay. I don't say nice things very often, so I'm going to take advantage.
He doesn't.
It's not just a one-off, because you are also one of the most prominent players on this team, and when you act a certain way towards the media and treat the media in a certain way, it kind of rubs off on the rest of the locker room. So I think because of you and a couple other guys, this has been a great locker room to cover this year. It's been honest, it's been thoughtful, and everybody's been respectful of the job we've done. So we appreciate that as well.
Thank you, man.
So on behalf of the Twin Cities chapter of the Pro Football Writers of America, we want to award the 2024 Corey Stringer Good Guy Award to Josh Metellus.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Dang, I get all this? Yeah. Dang. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.
There you go. Nice touch to the end of the news conference there. Can you hear an echo?
I can all of a sudden.
What happened?
We had that happen the other day.
I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it's because, like if you're in an auditorium and there are no people there, you get an echo. Maybe we have no listeners. That would be unfortunate. See how that goes. I had a couple of quick things, Tennessee, before we close out the program. Saquon Barkley became, 6th, 7th, 8th player to rush for 2,000 yards in a season. He's, just over 100 yards from catching Eric Dickerson, who holds the all-time mark. Mm-hmm. He's not playing. And I think if push came to shove, he would like to have played. I read some quotes from him. It was basically decided by the head coach and in consultation with him. Apparently, Saquon's, I think his dad really wanted him to break that record. And if you read Saquon's comments, it'd be cool. I'd kind of like to. I've been thinking about it, but, you got to put team first and blah, blah, because you don't want to get injured. I mean, you're already in the playoffs. They're not doing many starters. Do you like the decision by, and it seems like it's coming down from the head coach. He's saying you're not playing. We love you want to break a record, and it's a pretty hallowed mark. I mean, the all-time rushing record's pretty heady stuff. Your thoughts?
Well, one, it's tarnished a little bit in that Saquon's going to have one extra game to do it.
Agreed, completely.
If he really wanted to beat the Dickerson record, he should have done it before this week even arised.
Yeah.
Two, if you're like 20 yards short, and, you can give him a drive or two.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct,
but when you're 100 yards, you probably got to play the whole game to do it.
That's correct.
And when you play him the whole game, you got to play all your other starters the whole game, too, to do it. Yeah. Right. I mean, you might have some offensive linemen you want to sit, but now they got to play. Or your quarterback, I don't even know what their quarterback situation is right now with the health there. But you probably got to play your wide receivers. Otherwise, and the other part of this is, let's face it, Saquon has been an injury-riddled running back throughout his career. You finally got a full season of him. He's a huge part of your offense and trying to win a big game. I fully support the coach's decision to sit him out here. Now in Buffalo, did you hear that they are going to start Josh Allen just because he has his consecutive games record that he feels he wants to be able to play. Well, that's a token start. So what, are you going to go out and play a series and then stop? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess I understand that and it counts, but it's to me, it's like you say, it's like, well, but the thing is, it's not like he has a broken leg and you're shoving him out on crutches to play one play to keep the record going. He would play if the game meant something. So I guess it doesn't offend me quite as much. You made the point, the very first one you made, though, to me, I've always been as every league has added games, if you break records in the additional games that weren't played by the player that originally held that, I think you have to have different. You have a record set in a 14-game schedule, record set in a 16-game schedule, and record set in a 17-game schedule. Because it's just, sorry, now I know there were people that would say the argument, and I understand it, and you can make it. I don't accept it. But you can make the argument, well, that's just the way the league is set up. If there's 17 games, that's a season. And you're right, technically. But, when the home run record, 154 was Ruth. Did Maris set it in 162, right? And then when he set it in 60, when he hit 61. So to me, that's asterisk. Just is. And he did it. I think Maris did it on the last game of the season too. So,
but as a coach, you're put in a spot where if you don't let him play, you're going to get criticism for not allowing it. But you know what? That criticism is going to be a lot worse if you do let him play and he gets hurt. And let's face it, running back out of all the positions is one where you could get hurt easily in a game.
Correct.
You get beat up a lot.
Someone says, is it about games played or carries? That's interesting, but still, generally speaking, I think you're going to get more carries. I mean, how many carries does Saquon have this year as compared to Dickerson? It's if he let's say you played Saquon, he breaks it, and he does it in, I don't know, how many carries does he have this year? I don't even know how many carries a running back would have. You're talking probably several hundred, right? I mean, if you're rushing the ball 20 times a game, a couple hundred, 20? I don't know. You do that. See if you can find that. How many times has Saquon carried the ball this year, and how many times?
345.
345, and then how many did Dickerson have in that? And what was that? Gosh, it was a long time ago, wasn't it? How many years ago was that? I don't even remember when Dickerson played. I just know he played with the goggles. So it's 345 for Saquon.
The year he got it, wow, that was his second year in the league.
So 345, I think you said, for Saquon.
Yep. Dickerson did 379. That was in 1984.
So, okay. So I guess you could use that as an argument, yeah. But then you would say, yeah, but his season was extended. He didn't get as many. Dickerson was more of a workhorse, right? And we don't know if those additional carries would be enough, but he'd probably break it. But, yeah, someone just said Saquon can break the record with less rushing attempts than Dickerson. So you could make that argument. You could say, well, wait a minute now. Yeah, I might have had one more game, but then you got those extra carries in that additional game. So that's still, to me, sort of kind of taints it a little bit. You're picking the Vikings, Master Control Supervisor, or are you picking the Kitties?
I feel like everyone on this radio station is picking the Vikings, and I think it's a coin flip. I think it's going to be a 31-30 type game. It's going to come down to the last drive, field goal. I guess I'll just be contrarian. I'm going to pick Detroit to win this game. They're out. Beeflo's going to handle Jared Goff. He's going to be off in this game. We're going to get Gibbs in the ribs.
Here's one thing we can agree on. It's a big boy game.
It is a big boy game.
It's a big boy game. That's what Goff told the guys in the locker room, and I think he's spot on. I think what O'Connell said, Tennessee, he mirrored what Danny Campbell said in his victorious locker room speech after they beat San Francisco. It's what you play for, man. One game, the whole ball of wax. Division title, first seed versus fifth. And O'Connell said that in his news conference. He said the same thing. He said, if you're in this profession, this is kind of why you play. It is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how pumped up are you that
the games you want to be in?
These are the games you want to be in. So it should be a great one. The coverage begins at 5 on Sunday. I'll be here for the Kaboom at 7:20. Tennessee, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit with you today. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the season. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you Monday at 12 noon right here on The Fan. Big Ticket is next, and I'm assuming it's Phil and Fuller, but I don't know because JG's off of the Gophers. Gophers play on this radio station tonight, too.
And good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.